Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. And now, celebrating 15 years of broadcasting, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, with you tuning in on the radio down here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM or through WYADonline.com. We're glad you all could be back with us. Also, those joining us through our online affiliates around the world, including iHeartRadio. We're glad you all could be with us, too. I actually found out about our next guest thanks to a good friend of mine, that being photographer and brand strategist Mitch C. Davis. His name is Peyton North. Peyton is a model that's been able to not only find success for himself, but also to be able to encourage other people as well. He's making his first appearance on Conversations Live today as our 100th guest of 2019. We're going to talk to Peyton not only about the journey to doing what he loves, but also what it's been like for him to share that with all of you guys, what keeps him motivated, and, of course, let you guys know what's coming up for him. Peyton, hello to you, and welcome to the program.
Hello. How are you doing?
Hey, doing really good, man. Glad you could join us, man. You know, I should let our audience know, man, this interview kind of happened kind of the spur of the moment, right? You know, you and I were engaging on social media. It's one of the places you've been able to keep people posting on what you're doing. And then, of course, I was like, hey, you know, we have to get you on the show. So, you know, Peyton, you already are starting off 2019 with a lot of great things happening. What has it been like for you, Peyton, to not only to decide that you want to do something like modeling, but also to see it take off the way that it has?
Really, to be honest with you, I had a revelation towards the end of last year. I was attending college for something that I realized that I didn't want to do, and I took 2 semesters off and said, you know what, why can I not live the coolest life I possibly can? Because everybody has a different. And whenever you say the coolest life with somebody that's like, wow, man, they're really doing it. They're really doing everything I want to do. I want to have that life. And I said, why can't that be me? Why can't I have that? And so I set out and had like a moment of a reflection and a moment of motivation, really an eternal spur, a flame that was set off inside me that said, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to get it for my mama. I'm going to get it for my brother. And we're going to really do everything that we can to live the absolute best life we can. So yeah, ever since 2019, that has been that right there was the, I guess, milestone that I said, I'm going to start the rest of my life right here, January 1. And that has been the biggest thing for me and probably one of the most impactful things I've done for myself.
Gotcha. Well, I think that the great thing is, too, Peyton, one thing that people have to notice by you, I mean, of course, I follow you on Instagram, and one of the things that you do, of course, you post in your stories, you know, especially, you know, your messages kind of motivation, you know, where you're talking about, you know, making each day the best. Where does that positivity come from? Because, you know, we live in a world, and unfortunately, that is not always the norm. What is it that keeps you positive and keeps you saying to yourself, today is going to be a great day?
What keeps me positive is probably one be my mama, because she has the most energy out of anybody that I've ever met in my entire life. But really, just there's so much stuff that everybody goes through, that I've been through, you've been through, that each day it could be worse. There's always a situation, you know what, that it could be worse. And why not make the best of each day that you live? Because if you start off the day with a victory of telling yourself something like, I'm amazing, I will do amazing things, and nobody can stop me, it just changes your whole mindset for the day. It changes everything, how you look at the day. You go and through the day and tackle the day and live the day and not let the day live you, so to speak.
Right. And I think, too, as I mentioned, you know, I found out about you thanks to our mutual friend, Mitch C. Davis, who's, you know, always has been a guy, ever since I've known him now for over a decade, has always been a person of, you know, of inspiration, of positivity. How is surrounding yourself with people like that, people who want to see you win, Peyton, how has that helped you and kept you motivated, too?
That is one of the most important things about, I think, being successful and staying motivated is to surround yourself with people that support you, that want to see you succeed and push you to be better. Because if you have people around you that maybe don't want to do that, then you put yourself in a cage. You put yourself where you can't be the best person you could be. So having people around you, I've always been somebody that's quality over quantity when it comes to friends and people that I look up to and that I want to support me and support others. And I think that is the most important thing. So even if you don't have that many people that are like that the amount of number, or you don't have that many people supporting you, if you have a core group that can really push you to be the best person you can be, that's all you need.
That's right. And I think that's a great message for all of us to remember. For those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome model Peyton North to our program today. Peyton is our 100th guest of 2019. As we are going throughout this year, we're talking to him not only about his own journey to doing what he loves as a model, but also, of course, what is it that keeps him motivated. The other thing about you, Peyton, that I noticed, again, just off of Instagram, is the importance of, as we were just talking about, surrounding yourself with the right person, but also I think, having your own personal confidence. I think in your industry in particular, modeling, people think about it being a cutthroat business, that people are vying for the same spots and you're trying to make a name for yourself. What is it that keeps you, focused on yourself and not worrying so much about what other people are doing? I noticed for yourself, you seem to talk a lot about being your own personal best. How has that helped you to keep from comparing yourself to other people?
Well, because the person that I compete with and is the same person I look in the mirror and see. It's myself. That's the person that you compete with every single day, because there's other people around you that they're in their own struggles, they're in their own successes. But if you look at him and then you look at her and you say, well, what are they doing? You're gonna get too stretched out, and you're gonna look at yourself as less than. And everybody is their own individual who's on their own journey to being the greatest person they can be.
I think that's so true. And also, as you are being able to be your own personal best, Peyton, you don't mind, though, helping other people to be a source of encouragement for them. I mean, talk to us about that, how that's helped you. I saw recently in a story you actually were on a shoot, and I noticed, you were sharing tips with a fellow model. Why is that so important for you to make sure that you're paying it forward as people have helped you?
Because one of the most important things, if you nurture the relationships around you, they will nurture you back. You have to give energy to receive energy. And for me, I love to share positive energy because positivity manifests positivity. So
right. There's
nothing that can be, and I believe the model you were talking about is actually my brother, Hot Boy Den, who we make music together. And that kid right there is my whole heart. That's the only person that I really have ever had. He's the brother that I never had, and that's somebody right there who I've done everything I can to instill a great mindset that we can walk together and be guided by God to really show us the light of how to be successful together. So gotcha. that right there is, I think, paying it forward, as you say, that is one of the most important things, because especially in my city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a lot of people, once they see you being successful, they're going to want to tear you down, or they become jealous of what you have. Like, I want that. And people out here get killed for it every day. And I feel like Baton Rouge especially has so much talent that if we could come together and unite, then there's absolutely nothing that can stop us.
There you go. I think that is a great reminder for us. So, Peyton, before we let you go, of course, we talked about how you started. I have to talk about what's coming up next. As I said, you're always talking about, great things are ahead. What are some of the goals you've set for yourself for this year?
Goals that I've set for myself this year are, one, to walk New York Fashion Week and to get recognized by, agencies and people up there. Goal 2 is to make at least $1 from our music. From my brother Hot Boy Den and I's music. It is to make at least $1. Don't care how we do it, but to make $1 from it. And 3, is to look back and realize, or make 2019 the greatest year that I've ever lived. Up until this point, it's been probably when I was 8 years old. It was like one of the longest years for me, and I enjoyed every moment of it. And I said, actually last night I was praying and said that, you know what, I want to make this year the best year that I have ever experienced on earth. And that's what I'm here to do. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's great goals for all of us, I think, to be able to set for ourselves. I mean, and I think the big thing is, Peyton, and I thought about this as you were just talking, the importance of just making today better than yesterday, right? I mean, making sure that we are taking steps forward, because by doing that, I mean, we'll always be having, the best day that we can have. Again, everyone, Peyton North has been our guest. Great conversation with you, Peyton. So, Peyton, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you, man?
You can stay connected with me on Instagram at Peyton North with one N. So it's like kind of like Peyton North. And Twitter is the same thing. And those are really the two main sites that I use.
Okay. All right. Well, Peyton, man, congratulations to you, man. We know 2019 is going to continue to be amazing for you, and looking forward to our next conversation, man.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, man, glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Conversation with Peyton, don't worry. Thanks to our online friends, you all can catch the replay right after we go off the air. The link is already available through our social media sites. So head over to Facebook.com/CyrusWebb or go to Twitter.com/CyrusWebb. If you click on the link there, you can listen to the show completely for free and share with your friends from there, too. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Make sure you take out time to enjoy some good music as well as a great book. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Let's make it a great one.